So I want all of you to take a minute and close your eyes. If you have a device, this is going to be very hard for you to do, but just take a minute to look away from it. Now I want you to remember the last time that you heard some music, some tune that made you cry, or maybe even just made you feel like crying. Perhaps it's a song that reminds you of your childhood. Maybe it's a melody that your mother used to sing, or the beloved tune of a loved one who is no longer with us. Now, keeping your eyes closed, I want you to think about what it is about that tune that stirs those emotions. It's not necessarily something inherent in the music, but rather the connection that the music makes between a memory and some emotion. The connection between the music and some emotion. Perhaps it's homesickness. Perhaps it's longing of some sort. Maybe even love. Love gained or love lost. You can open your eyes now. Experts tell us that it has to do with the release of the neurotransmitter dopamine. Now that's just fancy talk for listening to a piece of music and getting goosebumps, getting a chill. Indeed, music is a powerful tool. It is a powerful force that can unlock something deep inside you, certainly an emotion, but in some cases, something more. The drive to do something, the motivation to fulfill some inner imperative. What is your inner imperative? This afternoon, I ask you to consider, what's your passion? What is that thing that has driven you, that has brought you here in this room today? And how can you use music? How can you utilize music to unlock that passion, to unlock that inner imperative, and leverage it for powerful good? As a child, I wanted to do something permanent and lasting. I wanted to be Mozart. I even sewed my own coats, the long coats. I took one of my grandmother's wigs and powdered it with flour, and then water got on it. Wasn't a pretty sight. And I remember those heels, those high heels. I never did wear those heels, but they looked fun. Now, how many of you have heard Mozart's music in this room? If you've heard Mozart's music, you realize how lasting and how permanent this has really been for our society. Now, if any of you in the future are unfortunate enough to hear my music, you realize how impermanent my music really was. Well, my compositional hopes dashed upon the rocky shores of reality, I realized that there had to be something else. There had to be another way to make a lasting difference. Perhaps, I realized, staying true to your inner imperative does indeed create something that's lasting. And what could be more lasting than effecting a positive change in the community around you? This became the driving imperative of my work with the California Symphony. We realized back in the recession, like other organizations, we needed to be financially sustainable. Obviously, sustainability is a problem, a vexing problem, one of the intractable problems of our day in the nonprofit world. How do we become sustainable financially in the long term? We came to the realization that if we were going to be financially sustainable, we had to be relevant. And to be relevant, we had to address the pressing needs of our community right here in the East Bay. So in 2012, we launched Sound Minds, a program inspired by El Sistema, the brainchild of Dr. José Abreu, himself the winner of the 2009 TED Prize.
Queridos amigos del Premio TED, señoras y señores, colma mi corazón de júbilo este día en el que me toca recibir el Premio TED, este insigne honor, en nombre de todos los ilustres artistas, maestros, profesores directores y educadores musicales venezolanos que me han acompañado durante 35 años en la fundación, la construcción y el desarrollo de las orquestas y coros juveniles e infantiles de Venezuela. Yo desde niño, desde mi más tierna infancia, quise ser músico y gracias a Dios logré serlo. Tuve de mis maestros, de mi familia, de mi comunidad, todo el respaldo necesario para convertirme en un músico. Y soñé toda mi vida en que los demás niños, los demás jóvenes, todos los jóvenes de venezolanos tuviesen la misma oportunidad que yo. Y de ahí la idea que siempre estuvo sembrada en mi corazón de convertir la música en una realidad profunda y global de mi país. Yo vi desde el primer ensayo la trayectoria futura de esto, porque esa trayectoria me lo dio la magnitud del reto que me planteó a mí ese ensayo. Yo había conseguido 50 atriles, una donación muy generosa, para que en ese ensayo pudiéramos ensayar 100 muchachos. Cuando llegué al ensayo había 11. Y yo dije, o cierro el programa ahora o multiplico esto por miles. Y resolví afrontar el reto y esa misma noche a esos mismos 11 muchachos yo les prometí convertir esa orquesta en una de las primeras orquestas del mundo. Y recordé hace 2 meses esas palabras mías cuando en el London Times un distinguido crítico inglés publicó un artículo diciendo ¿a quién le corresponde la Copa Mundial de las Orquestas? Y dijo a 5 orquestas y nombra 4 grandes orquestas mundiales y la quinta es la Sinfónica Juvenil de Venezuela.
The concept is simple and elegant. If you give a child an instrument and the gift of music, you help them unlock their inner imperative, and all kinds of wonderful things begin to happen. And let me just say that with only 46% of third graders reading English at grade level here in the Bay Area, with only 46% of third graders reading English at grade level here in the Bay Area, we are in powerful need of something wonderful happening. I had a principal tell me one time that prior to the 3rd grade, we're learning to read. After the 3rd grade, we're reading to learn. Now here in the East Bay, Alameda County, Contra Costa County, we can feel a little better about ourselves. 48% of 3rd graders can read English at grade level. But clearly, we've got a lot of work to do. At Downer Elementary in San Pablo, the kids begin by building their own cardboard instruments with their parents. They actually build a cardboard instrument, and they practice with the cardboard instrument for about 5 weeks to gain respect for the instrument, to come to understand what it means to handcraft something of value. Then they move to 2 hours every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday of string instruction, choral instruction, and rhythm instruction, and reading tutoring. We incorporate reading tutoring into this program because it is essential. Now, we're all familiar with music's ability, to improve self-esteem, raise reading scores, and improve grades. In fact, we're hearing that some of our kids in the program, in just a few short months, have already jumped 1 grade level in reading in San Pablo, California. It's amazing. But even more exciting is what we see in this children's eyes. These kids, the hope that we see in their eyes that comes from helping them find the music in their heart. And now I'd love to share with you a very special group of kids who are actually just beginning to find their inner imperative through music. From Downer Elementary School, a special group of kids. Come on out, children, please. Thank you. So Uncle Beethoven certainly would have been proud. Did you see their shining eyes? You're going to hear from Benjamin Zander next, and he's going to talk about the shining eyes. Shining eyes indeed. Unlocking or staying true to your inner imperative may seem like a goal, but it's really a journey, a measure of helping others discover something more about themselves, and in the process, maybe discovering something more about ourselves. Here's an example that I want to share with you of a little girl that is part of our Sound Minds program, who's also at the very beginning of a journey to discover her inner imperative.
Music's special for me. My mom bought me a trumpet, a little trumpet, and then I started playing the trumpet.
The California Symphony announces Sound Minds, a comprehensive program of music education and academics designed to reshape kids' futures through music.
I'm very excited to think about the possibility that there would be lots of kids in our school, just like Sandra, who developed their musical skills early, had the support of their parents, who do well in school, and through a program like Sound Minds, have the opportunity to dream like Sandra's dreaming,
That was Principal Marco Gonzalez of Downer Elementary School, and he actually is with us here today, so if you see him out there in the lobby, shake his hand. It is that kind of a strong partnership with the community school that allows these wonderful things to happen. You know, the power of discovery is like a treasure hunt. I want to tell you briefly about Forrest Fenn, a wealthy art collector from Santa Fe. He was diagnosed with cancer recently, found out he had less than 3 months to live. So he took $2 million in gold coins, put them in a little treasure chest, and secreted this treasure chest in the mountains north of Santa Fe. He wanted to leave a lasting legacy, and he actually left a poem with 9 clues to its location. Don't all of you rush out at once. Well, thousands of people have searched for Forrest Fenn's treasure, but none have found it. But you know what they found? They found their kids. They found their spouses. They found their siblings, a brother and a sister. They found each other. That's the real treasure that Forrest Fenn wanted all of us to find. In a sense, unlocking your inner imperative is kind of like a treasure hunt, except the hunt itself is the treasure. So I invite you today to play your own trumpet. Find your own gold coins. Unlock your inner imperative. And in the process, you just might change the world. Thank you.